Hey everyone, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 here today on the channel. We're going to be playing as Italy 1936 and hopefully restoring, rebuilding the Roman Empire and conquering the world. So let's get things started. So let's make the Italian army hopefully not suck. But hey, if we start losing, we can always just switch sides to the Allies if need be. Italy can be kind of hard because we've got trash tanks, and we'll go into support weapons to help our war industry. And let's go with Bretta rather than Brescia. Okay, we currently have a good amount of divisions and battalions. We're going to have to send a lot of them down towards Ethiopia. 16 fleets. Definitely going to need to increase our air force. And we start off with the war in Ethiopia. One of the only wars going on when you start in 1936. So let's hopefully try and win. Okay, so let's go down with Ethiopian War Logistics. Help us down there towards Eritrea. We want to try and get this one quickly wrapped up as much as possible. We don't want this war to linger. And then I think we'll just take the territories. We could occupy by subjugation. Missions. Conquer North Ethiopia. Conquer the South too. Okay, and then there's the gradual war escalation that you have to keep an eye on, but we've managed to take their air force and air base there, so that's a massive boon, but slowly but surely chipping away at the Ethiopians. About to crush and surround one division here. There were a bunch more in there. Come on, nice, they've capitulated. Alright, let's divvy this up. I think I want to straight up just annex it all. I could subjugate it, but I want to paint the map a good Roman red once we get it. It's going to be green for now. If we're going to try and conquer further than what the Roman Empire did, I'm going to want to take it all and bring it directly under Roman Italian control. The conquest of Ethiopia has been complete. Taken 11 states overall. 45 equipment seized. The People's Democratic Republic of Ethiopia has been annexed. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Alright, I've gone and sent some divisions to help in Spain. Hopefully they can get some experience down there. Okay, so we've triumphed in Africa now, gone through solid progress. We want to eventually bring Emmanuel back. Okay, we've gone with Anglo-Italian agreements, and we're going to go through now the new Emperor of Ethiopia, and then we'll depose Musa. Oh, here we go. The Japanese People's Republic. Oh, it's been so long since I've seen a communist coup in Japan. Oh, and the communists won. Would you believe it? Wow. That's been quite some time since that's happened. But they're fascist. Okay, we've got a civil war going in Russia. Okay. And another one going on in Poland too. Okay. So we've convened the Grand Council, and we're going to go and depose Mussolini now, because we're going to bring back the Empire. So, Mussolini has been deposed. Done. Let's move swiftly onto the Ministry of Italian Africa. Followed by monarchy. Because then we can bring Victor Emmanuel back. And now he is our head of state. Mussolini is no more. Ooh, time for some Balkan ambitions. Let's go back into Pomerania and get rid of those Illyrian pirates. Okay, so ready to go into Yugoslavia. Navally invade from the south. Got some Croatian territory there too, and Slovenian. Okay, so the Soviet Union has been annexed. We're at war with Yugoslavia. And thankfully, they're not going to get Ruski support. We have air supremacy operating over the top. Okay, looking to bring Yugoslavia back into the Roman provincial system. Slowly but surely doing well. Surging after creating a big front line. Should be able to wrap things up soon. Nice. We've managed to bring Albania in on our side. And the south is going to capitulate a lot quicker by the look of it. Good, good. Okay, pushing towards Belgrade now. About to seize all this for the Roman Republic. Roma Invicta. Vina Vina Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered Belgrade. And we've managed to take 15 states. Yugoslavia has capitulated. Unfortunately, we're at war with Romania and the Czechoslovakia now. Okay, so massive civil wars going on in Russia. We're currently the Kingdom of Italy now, pushing into Romania. They've taken our name. They are no true Romans. So let's bring down the Romani. Okay, pushing over the border here now. Pushing over the Danube. Gotta be wary. Our Roman auxiliaries are a little bit too far up there. We've lost 62k to their 80. Okay, we are just wrapping around the Carpathian Mountains now. Pushing into the Czechoslovakia will be trickier. Okay, doing a lot better here now. Got some pockets we're surrounding. Surprised they're back, the Slavs. Okay, can't see Romania lasting too much longer. We're about to bring Dacia back as a province. Okay, and finally the German Reich has joined in. That means we can join the Axis if we want. We are eventually going to make our own faction because we're going for the Regnum Romaniae or whatever. We're going to go down the Roman focus tree. So now we've joined the Germans. But we'll eventually leave and betray them. But we'll see how we go. This is the sandbox experience at the end of the day. But it makes sense joining the Germans now. And we'll eventually betray them. We'll see how everyone else goes. Okay, so we've managed to capitulate Czechoslovakia. The Romanians are still yet to fall. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take that much because the Germans have a lot of cause for that. And they've taken Prague and puppeted Bohemia, which is annoying. Okay, can't see them lasting too much longer. But we're at war with the Greeks now. Back, war with Hellas. Okay, Bucharest has now fallen. And now we can focus on the Greeks. Pushing well. About to try and take Thessaloniki. So far, the Italian army is working well. Alright, pushing into Athens now. And there goes the Greeks. 5 states the Germans have claimed too. So this is the Kingdom of Italy. This is what we own in this new burgeoning republic. Okay, so a lot of the world has joined the Axis force. The same with Britain. So the Russians have interestingly gone back. You're not aligned, okay. Britain's joined the Axis though. Okay, so the Axis and the Americans are all with Mexico and the Dominican Republic. Interesting. So maybe the US is going to eventually join the Commonwealth of Nations. So we might be at war with them. Interesting. So France, not too sure what they're going to do in the end. But Britain has joined with the Axis, which is a shame. I would have liked to get that under my control a lot earlier, but we'll see how we go. Okay. The Brits are going against the Irish. Portugal, Ireland, Mexico currently in that war. So pushing into the Soviet Union is going to be a little bit easier. Africa's still very split. France is doing their own thing. The Bavarian Alliance, I wonder what France is going to do. Pushing into Lisbon now. Okay, back up here in the focus tree. Let's go with Italian tanks. Oh, okay. Looks like the Americans are doing really well against the Mexican socialists. So, the Axis in fascism is on the rise. Okay, Treaty of Lisbon. That war has now ended. Britain took 6 states. Catholic Mexico is now a thing. So it looks like the Soviet Union and the United States is probably going to be our main opposition. So Germany's going to have an easier ride this time, unfortunately, if I want to betray them. Okay, so war's now broken out with France. And they've brought in some of the remnant allies. Okay, they've just straight up joined the Commonwealth of Nations. So we're going to have to push over the border here now. Spain is on our side. Switzerland too. Poland's still very much in the civil war. Got some troops over here pushing towards Mexico. I want to try and hold this line because that's going to make it a lot easier than navally invading through the north and Nova Scotia. At war with Poland now. Soon the Soviet Union, you'd imagine. Well, the new Russian government there. Okay, we've lost 300k. They're sitting at about 700k. Pushing into goal. And then we'll betray the Germanic tribes. Pushing further over Nice. Spain's doing well. Air supremacy over the top. Okay, slowly but surely chipping away against them. We've managed to wrap around the Maginot Line, the Axis. Can't see France holding for much longer. Yeah, they did not make the right decision. German, Italian, Spanish tanks rolling over Paris. Gaul is going to fall to this new burgeoning Roman Republic. As we want the historical borders of Rome. At this stage, you're nearly better off maybe just joining the Axis and doing a normal Axis run. But I did make the commitment to become the Roman Empire. I want to try and do it. That just depends, though. The thing is, with Hearts of Iron 4, you can make a plan, and depending on how the AI reacts, I like to play with non-historical because it's always different. There's always randomness in the videos. Nice, France has capitulated, but yeah, sometimes you just have to sort of pivot. You have a plan for communism, fascism, or democracy, and sometimes it's either a lot harder or a lot easier. Okay. Surrounding a chunk here in Belgium that are still resisting. Well, it's Belgium troops in Germany, I want to be precise. They're not going to last much longer though now. They're being crushed. Okay, so pushing up against Bulgarian troops that have fled to Lithuania. And we're going to navally invade into Estonia too. Sent some troops over towards Canada if we want to eventually defeat the Americans. We've got German and Italian boats moving over. Okay, so the Russians we're at war with now have joined the Bolivian Alliance. I have never seen that. Okay, so going up against non-aligned Russia now this time around. Interesting. Slowly but surely pushing into Russia. I haven't seen the Roman borders expand this much. Okay, these guys look very weak. They always... I think just the AI throws once there's a civil war. It's just so hard for nations to come back from it. We don't even need to do those naval invasions now. We can just push right up into Estonia. Okay, myself and the Germans are rapidly advancing. Even India's joined the Axis. Oh, okay, so it looks like Japan's doing their own funky thing over there. I have sent one troop to Asia just to help, and I want to try and hold on to Catholic Mexico too, because we're going to have a better chance getting the states done from the south. Okay, we're winning in these African pockets. Oh, China's joined them. Okay, and now we're pushing into Ukraine. Kiev is about to fall to the Romans. Same with Riga now too. Belarus, Ukraine, we have air supremacy operating over the top. Having the Germans with us is making it just that little bit easier. Alright. Unfortunately, Hungary betrayed us and joined our enemies, so we've got a massive blob that we have to try and take. Pushing towards Moscow now, though. Still holding up in Canada. Not doing well in Mexico now. Had to evacuate some troops out. Nearly capitulated them in Hungary here now. 2 million to their 3.6. Doing well overall. Hungary. Those damn barbarians. Holding quite well. Same with a weird pocket there in Romania too. Pushing towards Verozhne. Moscow's now fallen. And we're about to siege St. Petersburg. Hungary has capitulated, finally. Perfect. They were just being a bit of an ulcer in the middle of our empire. The Bolivian bloc. Okay, Poland is governing a lot of this territory, unfortunately. Fair enough. The Germans thunder running through the Caucasus now. And we're surrounding St. Petersburg in a brutal siege. Pushing here now. Whittling down their supplies. It is a capital city now with a port. St. Petersburg has fallen. Kazan is the new capital. And yeah, other states have capitulated too in and around the Caucasus. So can't see the Ruskies holding on for much longer than this. Once Kazan falls, GG's. Okay, there's still a bunch of divisions here that we want to try and hopefully take. Kazan's only a couple tiles away. They're just so weak now, unfortunately. The Russians. Nice. They've capitulated. Germany taking most of the states, unfortunately. But the Axis is prevailing. Jeez. Mostly under German rule. I wanted to try and take that territory in Gaul. Makes it easier for us once we take Paris and ultimately betray the Germans, which we will do. But we've used them for our advantage. Okay, so unfortunately we got dislodged out of Mexico, which is rather annoying. So we're going to have to naval invade from the north. And we can go down Mare Nostrum now. Re-invoke Italian naval power. Italian legions and auxiliaries, we can start working down that path. Then all roads lead to Rome, and we want to get Victor Emmanuel to be our Kaiser, our Caesar. Nice, Iceland has capitulated. There was a little bit of a fight going on here. I had to send some tanks up there, which was quite funny. Okay, so the legion's done, and now we can go all roads lead to Rome. The mutual assistance block. So the Chinese and the Japanese have linked up. Navally invading into Australia now. Supporting the German logistics over there. Halifax has fallen and we're flooding more troops into the eastern seaboard. Okay, so now we've created the Imperium Regnum faction. And now we can actually... I do want to help the state's fall, but we obviously want to betray the Germans from within. They don't have hardly anything on this front line, so we might actually be able to capitulate them. They're too busy in China, and they're also too busy here in the States. Now, I've got a bunch of divisions that I was helping with that push. I'm going to have to try and get these guys out, because we're not a part of the Axis faction anymore. And we'll make plans and preparations to go back to Europe, and then hopefully crush the Germans and the Brits from within. Finally, that war's wrapped up. We did manage to take some states, 30 or so, but the Germans got the most of it. Just took us time to get our divisions back to Europe, but the Germans have wasted a lot of manpower, equipment and supply trying to take out the Americans here. They have been rewarded, same with Britain, so Britain rules it except for the West German states there. And then they're still fighting in China too. But we're making plans and preparations to declare war upon the Axis. Take it from within. We're just going to have to get rid of the Germans and the Brits quickly. And hopefully we can. They're still dealing with the Japanese and the Chinese over there. That's where they're mostly focusing on now, but all of our divisions are nearly back. Alright, war has broken out. We still have a bunch of our North African territory. Here are the front lines. So, trying to push rapidly towards Paris. Nice little gap there in Spain we're trying to exploit. Pushing towards Tours here now. 1.5 million. It's going to switch things over now. But at the end of the day, the Germans are still at war with the Chinese and the Japanese. Unfortunately, we don't have air supremacy over the top, but hopefully that will change. But need to focus on the Brits and the Germans here. A lot of South America has now joined us, which is great, as they were factionless. Just more wars getting called in. Winning in a lot of fronts. Trying to retake our old Anatolian territory, because unfortunately the Turks joined on in. Want to try and take Constantinople too. Fortunately that push towards Paris has been thwarted, but it's just back and forth here at the moment. Things looking a little bit better here. Gonna try and focus on the Germans mostly. Okay, Switzerland has capitulated. Switzerreich. Okay, now we've got air supremacy down here. Gonna retake Thessaloniki for the Bulgarians. And we want Constantinople. Constantinopolis. There's a plane falling down there. Fierce aerial duels back and forth. Okay, although Switzerland has capitulated, they've still got a lot of troops in the north. Okay, we've managed to retake Paris. We've got a missile barrage going up over the top here. Be interesting to show that. Firing into Dresden towards Posen. We hit Berlin directly before. Oh, but now we've just hit Dresden. Okay, things are looking a lot better now as time progresses. Only a couple tiles away from Berlin now. Still holding Paris quite well. Surrounding those in Spain. Warsaw is about to fall. Okay, we've lost 5 million in this push. Oh my god, it's just been brutal. They've lost a lot too. I'm gonna go down auxiliaries now. I've been more so focusing on the fight at hand. Okay, gonna try and wrap around the north of Warsaw to try and hit Berlin. Spain's now ours. Poland has finally capitulated. Perfect. But the Germans are just being so resilient in this one. Crikey. Okay, pushing back up towards that Polish-Russian territory. It's ballooned so much. Britain's lost 1.2, Germans 1.3. The other wars get cancelled out. Nice. Finally. Germany has capitulated. So that means the Brits have taken control of the faction. So now we just need to navally invade them. Still a good amount of resistance in Bulgaria, Denmark. We've retaken Crimea now, though. I need a couple more pockets left. And we'll look to navally invade. Constantinople is still defiant there. We want the Hagia Sophia back. Okay, we've navally invaded into Britain now. After these small little pockets. Yeah, so the Chinese and the Japanese are really held. And that's it. With England capitulating, we've taken nearly 500 states. Augustus Emmanuel. Look at him. Gorgeous. Oh my god. So, it worked, but it was grindy. We had to betray the Axis. I would have liked to go down a different path if they had a civil war and took advantage of them. But we decided to ally up with the Axis and use them towards our advantage. But this is what we control. The Roman Empire back at massive heights. 500 divisions in total. There's the new Roman Empire. We've conquered the world. And long live the Roman Republic. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for spending your time with me here today. It was a fun video. Hopefully you were entertained. Stay tuned for more videos on the channel. And my name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.